Okay, y'all, you know what? This is just gonna end up having to be edited either way because my friend just knocked on my door and fucked up my whole vibe. Okay. Oh god, I have like 3 stories I gotta tell right now. Like, I just can't even think. Okay, let me just finish this married guy one. Okay, so as the conversation goes on, you know, he's giving this long ass explanation. Then he says, I'm sorry, I didn't want to put you in that position. I was eventually gonna tell you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, sure. I'm laughing because I'm just so, like, shocked that I'm literally laughing while I'm talking to this guy. And then he's like, okay. I need to get my thoughts together because too much shit is happening in this quarantine. I'm being tested. My limits are being tested in this quarantine. Like, just gave me some more shit to think about. I literally cannot. Okay. So, he says, I didn't want to put you in this position. Dot, dot, dot. Um, and then I'm just kind of speechless and I'm like, yeah. I was like, well, I don't want to get in any type of trouble because, that could have a lot of consequences. Like, if you literally are married and you have an affair, like, this is like legal shit. Like, I've never had a deal with, that's not my realm. I'm not interested in that. So then my friend, like, this paper is so funny. My friend, like, writes on this paper. He was like, so then I wrote, should I mention the Facebook? And at first he says no. Then he wrote, like, yeah, I don't want to get in trouble. So then I bring up the Facebook. And he was like, oh, like, I didn't want to tell you about whatever. And then I was like, oh, well, I, like, looked you up on Facebook because I did. And that's how, like, I found out. But I had some inkling. Like, I think you always have an inkling, like, something's wrong. And I was like, well, I also saw on Facebook that, like, your status is married. So I'm just wondering, like, I'm literally laughing because it's just so ridiculous. I was like, yeah. And then he's like, oh, you saw my Facebook? Like, yeah, like, it's really complicated, like, something. I was like, I don't know what actual explanation, like, he gave. And then I think the last thing, like, oh, yeah. Then I was like, I don't want, like, people to talk about me. I don't want people to talk about this situation, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, yeah, like, of course, like, I don't want to, like, make you feel weird or whatever. And blah, blah, blah. And then, the last thing that I said is, like, well, he's like, oh, well, he basically, in his own words, said that he wouldn't have talked to me if he thought, like, being married was a problem. Like, he said it in, like, a weird way. Like, I do wish I recorded it, but it was already enough that I had, like, 2 people listening to this phone conversation. And I was just like, I'm insulted when anyone thinks that I want to be, like, the second option for anything. But I'm also, like, insulted because, like, he thinks that it makes sense that he wasn't gonna say he was married until we were already technically on a date, because that's basically what he was saying. He was saying that he was gonna mention it at some point, but it wasn't gonna be before our date because I had to literally call this man up and question him. His explanation didn't make any sense. His explanation literally just, he revealed that he still talks to his wife often and she has medical troubles that he's not worried about the medical troubles. He's worried about asking me on a random ass date. And so my friends were just shaking their head. They're like, he's done. Like, my other friend was just, like, really not fucking with it. because we were all expecting him to be like, she cheated on me, we're done, like our marriage is over. But it was really just a roundabout way of saying like he wasn't trustworthy for this and that reason, but I shouldn't care because he's trying to move on. So then the last thing is, he was like, if you want to just like wait until everything's finalized to try to move forward, it'll probably take like a month. Like, he's like, oh, the paperwork's done, like everything's done, like she's having like this person like help her with, like, she's like, the papers are signed, they just need to be like sent in or whatever, and I was just like, okay. I was like, yeah, I would rather wait and see. I mean, I feel like it was truthful because it's not that I wasn't interested, it's that I'm hurt by the fact that you literally like thought this shit was about to work out. And so I didn't, he basically gave he basically gave the answer of what was happening. So in the end he said, well, if you, because I said I'd rather wait and see. He's like, well, if you're just saying you're gonna wait, then I think that already gives me the answer of like what you want, which is true. So I'm still laughing because I'm just like hysterical, like I'm just shocked, and I'm just like, yeah, I just want to wait, like I don't want to like go on a date with you, which would be today, because you're still married. So whatever, we hang up the phone. I wrote down on this paper, this, while we were like toward the end of the phone, I was like, this is worse than I thought. This conversation makes me want to die. Like, I felt so terrible during this conversation. Like, his excuse, like, I felt terrible for his wife, I felt terrible for his life, I felt terrible for me, I felt terrible for everyone in the world. Like, I just felt so shitty, and it really didn't need to happen that way. It really didn't, and I'm just like shocked that this guy approached me this way. So then, last but not least, finale.com. This guy texts me, and he's like, so please, like, let me know if you still wanted to meet up tomorrow, which is today. And I think I actually had like a nice response or something. Like, I was like, yeah, like I'll let you know. It's just like a lot. Like, I always say, like, this is like a lot. And then, oh, no. His first response, no, sorry. His very first response after our phone call, like within the hour, was, oh, I can't believe you added me on or you saw my Facebook and you didn't bother to add me. And I'm just like, yeah, well, oh, no, I didn't even respond. I didn't even respond to that message. I just ignored it. And then I told my best friend, but like once my best friend left, I was a little bit nicer. I didn't respond to that message, but he sent another message and was like, are you sure you just don't want to meet up tomorrow anyway? Are you sure you still want to wait? And I was like, yeah, I'll just wait. And that's like it. Like, I think he's like, oh, I'll let you know. But I'm just, why did that have to happen? Like, why did I have to be involved in this? Okay, so you know what? I'm about to do my laundry, and then I have like 2 more stories to tell you guys. I'm gonna put my laundry in there. Cause that's fucking crazy, y'all. Like, that's actually fucking crazy. Like, I can't. I got 2 more stories for y'all, at least. I really have like 3.